stars, and that's who we are. We are voices. There's nothing to fear. Explode in your rear. Feel our voices. Welcome back, kids. This is Ed.
This is mine.
And you're looking sexy, too. Welcome to Voice of the Republic.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. No, Carl's not here still. I wish I knew what his favorite toy was. Guess we'll never know.
Carl's welcome to Call the Republicom. More on that later.
Yes.
We should have had him call the Republicom. Shoot.
Guys, I'm not feeling well.
My dog ate it. Whatever it was. My dog ate my favorite toy. Awesome. So yeah, we were talking last time about maybe having a studio space in which to work in, but also display your favorite stuff. But like, man, what if sky was the limit, and you had crazy funds, like unlimited funds to show your love? Like, what would you do? What would be your dream project? Have you ever thought about that?
Have I thought about that? I think that moves me through my day.
Yeah.
Like, that does motivate me. Like, that's the sort of thing. Like, I want to be a rock star, and I want to live in Ireland in a castle, and I want to bang sheep and blah, blah, blah.
You want to be Sting.
Yeah, and that's the eccentric rock and roll thing, and that's what he wanted to do. And I don't want to do anything necessarily interesting, but I do want to have a lot of interesting things. So
interesting.
I say this. I would love to have a huge, big studio where I could draw and have around me everything that inspires me and moves me. My entire, Care Bear Sippy Cup collection, all of them, every bear individual, even Grumpy Bear, placed in order from warm colors to cool colors.
Oh yeah.
And seriously, I would love to have. You know what? I would like to have. I'd like to have a whole set of the old classics. The vintage old classic stuff. I know that and I saw once a long time ago in a Wizard magazine. Alex Ross had in his office, he had like this cool glass display case with little glass display cases in it, and in each one was standing there very like super, all of the superpowers.
Oh, okay.
Figures each one, So it really, really showed well. I'd like to do something like that on the vintage, but I want a really cool big piece. I want that big premium format, or maybe that life-size C-3PO and R2-D2 sideshow, or I want one of those big, beautiful rock star Darth Vader statues that sits in the back of your home theater when you're
breathes.
Yes, and breathes. You walk by and check this out, guys. You're eating your hot dog because you just had a barbecue and you got your brother-in-law. Check us out, asshole. You hit the button. Yeah, and when I was banging your mom, that was going on in the background. Because I can, you know what I mean?
Totally.
That's the thing, dude. Like, I want that sort of stuff. Like, I want everything at the store.
Yeah.
I want it all.
I want it all. I want it now.
Now I'm going to present something to you. This is going to challenge you and our listeners, and I think I believe that they want to be challenged. I think they can handle it.
Yeah, they're smart people.
Yes, and my wife, another smart person, has said to me,
yes,
why is it that you can't determine as to whether or not what it is that you want? It is a collection of toys that you have a difficult time displaying because you have 85 clones. Like here, I'm picking on Martin earlier, and a few days ago, and I've got a number of clones. But and you can't display those. Said, would it not make more sense for you to, as an adult, save the money from the toys and buy and find online or at an auction and spend a bunch of money on an actual replica piece from the movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I totally get it. And it is one piece that I would probably just love,
Yeah.
But I do love, I have to say, I really fought very, very hard. I think Jared's going to actually agree with me on this, and maybe even Deke and Bobby and you, but I don't know if you guys really know how hard I hunted for Gree.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's episodes dedicated to it. I mean, shoot.
Dude, that
Yeah.
Kelly Green, I wanted him so bad.
Yeah.
And when I found him, I was complete. My heart was pounding. I loved that hunt. I loved that hunt. I loved that hunt. That little cheap-ass figure, I loved him so much. So, it's tough to say if I could just spend everything on it. Because I would have done anything for that figure at that point.
Yeah, but, there's thinking about that movie prop, not just memorabilia, but think about that prop. If, oh man, you're gonna get the original C-3PO hand or the C-3PO head, but it's gonna cost $20 million or $20,000 or whatever. So you could spend on that, but then that's a lot of money just to get 3PO's head, and it's neat. But whereas what I like to have a scene. For me, It's about the experience, not just the stuff. So I could have the thing that's authentic and be like, did you know that this is actually the original Anthony Daniels C-3PO head from 1976? Great. I've got an entire scene of people and droids and vehicles all here, and I can change them out, and or I could just watch the movie, and that's fine too. But setting it up is part of my love process. It's my foreplay, baby. Cruising by, and on the way to the bathroom and brushing my teeth and just checking it out and being like, and we all did the same thing. We all had a confession many, many years ago, and Joel was actually busted when his girlfriend walked in on the studio and caught him whispering I love you guys, and that's when it came out that wow, I sometimes sing to Led Zeppelin's "All of My Love," and I just look and I go, "All of my toys, the world." I'll serenade them because I love it, and no one's here to hear it. That's kind of the thing is I feel like you can have more. I mean, the vintage stuff comes with a nostalgia, so you're recapturing stuff from your childhood and those feel-good times, or stuff you never got to have.
Right.
But now, the reason I keep these newer things is because it's more like the experience and authenticity of the movie without having to buy a head or a hand or a ship.
Right. What would that piece be? Would it be a piece that encapsulates every one of the emotions that I had?
Exactly.
Would it be Obi-Wan's robe?
Yeah.
No, it just wouldn't be.
Right. Who's your favorite character? What can I afford? Are they all sold out? What do I do? Yeah.
Right. I don't know. Remember when we had FAO Schwartz here in town?
Right.
And you walk into the front, and there's the big clock, and then you look up into the ceiling, and there's an X-wing fighter, and it's turned upside down so that you can see into the cockpit, but it's a full-size X-wing fighter, and it's up in the ceiling, and I have to tell you, for as cool and as exciting as it was to walk into the building and go, oh wow, an X-Wing, I wasted no time really soaking that thing in. I beelined it for the toys.
Yeah.
And my brother, my cousin's like, dude, it's an X-Wing! And I'm like, it's a beautiful replica. I got to get to the toys. I got to see what figures this joint has, because this place is going to have some shit.
Because you can't take that home. I can't ride in it.
I can't fit. No one's done anything in it. It's...
Right.
I don't get it. You know what? I'm gonna throw a fourth category, and I love my Republic gunship.
Oh, from the previous show. I was surprised you didn't say that before.
I kind of wanted to not.
That's a beauty.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. That's a perfect segue. talking about that FAO Schwartz ship into Schwartz ship. That's fun.
You did it. You did it. You did it.
I should have my P-pop around while I said Schwartz ship. My dream. I had 2 dreams. I'm going to confess to you 2 dreams.
Okay.
For unlimited funds and Star Wars love. How do I start? The first dream was I thought it would be badass to buy a conversion van. I hope people don't steal this idea, but if you do, at least give me credit. Buy a conversion van. Take out all the seats and find a welder, and basically I want to turn that into the cockpit of the Falcon. That's the dream. Cut off the nose, make that cockpit front. You got 4 seats back there. You can only enter through the very back doors, and you open them, you close them, and then you have to go through the sliding door.
Does it drive?
Oh, it's a fully functional Chevy van, just a Chevy conversion van, but inside looks like the cockpit, outside looks just like the Falcon cockpit. Just that pod. Just driving that pod around. That's the whole thing. But
that's the coolest idea you've ever had. Why are you wasting your time on this stupid loser podcast?
I just need to make cockpits for people. That's I know a welder. Actually, I know a welder. It's just it comes down to the money. However, unlimited funds. This is the other dream. I always dreamt that it would be really cool if I had a house in the background to build a certain replica. But really now I'm thinking, like, why not just live in the replica? And I really wanted to make full-size, life-size replica of the Falcon and just live there. Like, have everything look...
How big would that be?
Oh my God, it would be huge. I mean, you'd need like an acre lot to pull this off. But and I was even just like recently thinking about that, like it's about to go to sleep, like weatherproofing and things like this. Like, how do you keep the details? How do you wash it? I guess you have to power wash it. Well, the details can't be too, fragile. Man, how would we do that? Would there be molds? Would you have, and just like going over this, I've been thinking about it for years. But like, I would love to have it so you come up the plank and you can access the cockpit and you can hang out in the galley. But in this whole engine section, instead of engines, like that's your practical house. That's where you can have a nice bathroom, a nice kitchen. Maybe that's your TV area, and that can be very normal and boring. But the rest of it, man, that is straight up Falcon and grates and dirty sleeping bags shoved in holes over there. So that's it. That's my big unlimited dream house.
That is kind of cool. I might actually need to do something with the with a uniform. I would really like to have a jumpsuit like Luke had on Dagobah.
Oh, I would want that.
And I would really like to live in a lifestyle where, I mean, I know I'm ripping off someone else who said this, but I would also very much like to live in a lifestyle that afforded me the ability to wear black shiny boots up to my knee and to tuck my pants into them every day. And if that were to happen, I would have to go out and find like 20 pairs of skinny jeans because that's the only thing that's going to fit down into the boots. And I would wear those, and people would think what they want to think, but I'd be thinking, fuck you.
Well, if there's 2 places right off the bat, 2 places where that's totally acceptable. 3 if you count canon and you want to be a Mountie. But Portland, New York. Who's going to stop you?
Really?
You know how weird those places are. Guys in boots like that, nobody's going to think twice.
Yeah, I just wanted to have the lifestyle where it was just, look at that Mike Wagner. He does that.
Hey, if you could dress like, Han Solo every day and just hang out. Yeah, there's city. See, that's the joy of city life. You're surrounded by crazy people. So when crazy happens,
right,
it's just like, oh, hey, wait, shit, that's the Star Wars guy. That's the Han Solo guy. Let's go get a picture with this Han Solo guy. And, they could be like, yo, Han Solo. And you're like, yeah, well, what do you want? Like, can we get a picture? It's like, really, yeah. And you could just go about your whole day.
Dude, do you Do you remember a long time ago? I'm pretty sure I told this story on one of our older shows, and I'm gonna have to cut this short because this show is over. People,
Yeah,
start
it's
packing
over.
it up. Um,
Right. Pick up your cups.
I
Shit.
went to work, and a new guy came in who insisted on being called Indy, and every day he wore the khaki pants and a pair of suspenders and a leather
Oh
jacket
no.
and the fedora, and everybody hated him and picked on him. But I felt so sorry for him. I took him out to lunch, and he was as crazy as he was dressed. And so,
Really?
like, yeah, it got to the point where, like, I had to, like, avoid him hard, like,
Mm-hmm.
hide, and, like, ask my boss, can I please go work in a break room somewhere, and things like that. And could you please come and yell at me because I'm not on the phone when he comes by to pick me up for lunch because he's just insisting. Yeah, that had to happen.
Oh,
And,
wow.
like, that's what we're talking about aspiring to be right now. Because he was living his dream. Although he pushed it too far when he came in, with the turban and the white robes.
Yeah. Oh, did he?
No.
Please. God.
No.
God.
No,
When it
he
was
didn't.
summer, did he come in with like the one sleeve missing and there's nothing down to
Yeah.
here?
Yeah. He just walks into the room. Snakes. Why has it got to have always these? Yeah. Pardon me, sir. You know.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, I'm not talking going full blown crazy. I'm just saying it would be acceptable if,
Right. Right.
you
Oh
know,
yeah. Oh
uh,
yeah.
Danny Chu in Tokyo just showing up in Stormtrooper armor in the middle of uh, uh, oh my God, in the middle of Shibuya Crossing, the busiest pedestrian intersection in the world. He just goes out in the middle and she's like, just starts dancing.
Right.
Um, who's gonna blink? Because A, it's Japan. B, it's a city. It's like, oh, hey, more crazy shit. It's awesome. Take a picture.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Dude, I gotta tell you, there's one more thing about these new movies coming out that is gonna lend validity to a certain facet of this jewel,
Yes.
and it's one that really really needs it. We once did we've done a few shows about the focusing very highly on the 501st.
Right.
When there's nothing Star Wars going on, that is a very depressing batch of people. That's a pointless, sad. This
I
is coming
disagree.
from Mike Wagner. Like,
Yeah.
I've got to tell you, like, when there's nothing Star Wars going on, those guys, it's ooh, and I know Boo is a member.
Mm.
I wanted so badly, but it's
Mm-hmm.
since we've now since we now found ourselves in the new desert and we're waiting. There is the promised land ahead.
Uh-huh.
Every now and again, you go to like the Bikini Car Wash, and there's a couple Stormtroopers. Every now and again, Little Apple Deli has a sandwich special. There's a couple Stormtroopers and a Boba Fett and a Jawa, and that's tough to see. Like I drive by and it's like, never will forget those nights. Wondered if it
Yeah.
was a dream. It's like
Yeah.
it's hard to look at. I'm just like, boys, God, hold it together. It's coming.
I know. If it's just at a con, because we're between movies, it's just like, for people that don't do cons like we do, it's like they get really excited, but I'm like, yeah, Stormtroopers, let's go. For us, it's just part of the landscape.
Right.
So we're desensitized to that. But yeah, in between movies, the only other thing that's I think is awesome about them is they're still like trooping for charity. They're still guys who will dress up and go to children's hospitals. Like that's still part of their mandate. You don't
You
just
know what? You're right. I
dress up for
forgot.
fun. Yeah, and a lot of people don't know that, and I don't mind. I don't mind talking about it. I'll talk about it here. And when people are like, "Dude, I can't believe he spent like $53,000 on a stupid stormtrooper costume," I'm like, well, it's not quite that easy. There's a lot more to it.
Right.
And listeners, if you don't know, I will educate you right now. There was an amazing movie there's a documentary made about the 501st.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about The Force Among Us. That is a turd. That is a PU turd. and they made a sequel to The Turd. It's called Son of Turd. But Heart of an Empire is just a fantastic documentary about the 501st, what they're all about, how they work, how they got started, and what it means to troop. We all were ready to sign up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you can find it on Amazon. It's out there. It's not on YouTube. You can't just get it for free. But yeah, you can definitely get the DVD, and I highly recommend owning it because I'm sure you're gonna watch that. I need to. It's in my cart. I just need to pay for it. But it'll warm your cockles, and then you too will want to go buy some armor.
Yeah, and you know something, and it does. It's especially for people as shallow as me. It's hard to keep sight of things like that. But yeah, since the drought has begun, it's been tough to see.
Yeah.
For me, it has been, especially because I've been doing so many cons.
Exactly. The focus has shifted, and it's supposed to, we've swung away from Star Wars for a bit, and there wasn't anything to look forward to. That's why we quit doing the podcast before. And now that we're like at comic shows, it's like it's kind of like business in a way. It's fun, but it's business.
It is. Well, Ed, you know what? We're coming towards the end of this show.
Yeah, we got to wrap this sucker up.
And part of wrapping it up is letting you know that we want you to contact us, and we want to hear from you. We want to hear from every one of you all of the time. We want to hear your secrets. We want to hear what you did. We kind of know what you did, but we want you to tell us. We want to hear it in your words. So, in order to get this information, we would like for you to email it to us at voiceofrep@gmail.com. That is voiceofrep@gmail.com. Now, if you are having a tough time, your hands are shaking as you're at the keyboard, you can go to the Republicom. You can dial 407-409-8749er. That is 407-409-8749er. We want you to tell us what it was that you did and how sorry you are. And then you can listen to us at VORradio.com. You can go to VORradio.com and get every bit of goddamn VOR information you ever want there. It's got all the points of interest. It's like a shatter point, like the book Shatterpoint, which is now null and void. You can hit one link. It'll take you to a Twitter or a Tweeter or a duck call or whatever the hell you got. And it's all of our info right there, and we've got more. In fact, we've put naked pictures up, and they move.
Kind of true, yeah.
So they're all there.
Yeah.
And I thought that would be very important that on this day of Star Wars love, the 4th, that we are no longer talking about Star Wars. This will be the last time from this point forward. It is a Barbie collecting podcast, VOR. Thank you. I just had that decision and I made it right there.
Yeah, I just look at a whole lot of design work ahead of me for rebranding everything. That's all.
No, it's not Barbie. It's
because I'm not gonna fight you. I'm just gonna say
it's Disneyana. This is now Disneyana.
A small world podcast. That's what it is.
Correct. Hey, did your brother tell you that I called him the other day?
No, I haven't talked to him for a bit. So.
Darth Saxis. He's one of our old schoolers. He's mine and Ed's brother. Mine first because I'm older than Ed. I come between them. Mm-hmm. And I called him the other day because I saw some of those balls that you put on the top of your antenna.
Oh yeah. His daughter was really into Stitch.
So. Yeah, and I was like, hey, do you need any of the Stitch balls? Blah blah blah. I can get you what you got. And they have Orange Bird. Old Florida classic, old school thing, mm-hmm. And he was like, "Nah, we're good." So
yeah, no, it's really nice of you to remember that because they lost theirs or it blew apart.
Someone yanked it.
Yeah, no, it's really nice of you to call. I did hear about that.
No, the only reason I'm bringing it up is because that's what we've decided the show is going to be focused on.
Right.
Moving forward.
Yep. So yeah, next week we'll definitely be we'll talk about Little Mermaid and the second coming of Disney.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's our focus. Live with it. This hat, fucking done.
Yeah. I take my shirt off, but you're not gonna see anything but my shoulders.
Yeah, that's the headphones. That's it's practical.
Right. All right.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, that is it for this week. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you hopefully on the Facebook page. Come and hang out with us. And until next week, hey, May the 4th.
May the Force be with.
May the Force be with that ass.
Oh yeah.
And then when we run out of Disney, we'll become the Misfits podcast.
We'll become the Misfits podcast.